Hi, my name is Janis. I'm from Germany. I followed the 24-25 football season with great excitement, and I wondered who are the biggest winner of the season. So I did some research, and I'm not just talking about like Ballon d'Or power rankings. No, I'm talking about players, managers, clubs who reached new heights or turned their career around, like who benefited from this season, who went up. So let's get into this. Okay, first player I want to talk about. At 10th place, we have Harry Kane, who had an amazing season. Like, he's the first player to become the top scorer in the Bundesliga in his 2 debut seasons. This goes along with another record that he broke. Like, he is the fastest player to go to 50 goals in the Bundesliga. Previously, a record held by Erling Haaland, who needed 50 games. Harry Kane just needed 43. So yeah, you see he had a great season. But this is the kind of stuff we know from Harry Kane. Like, he always has good seasons. His stats are always really, really good. So why is he a winner of the season? And the fact is simple, you all know it. He won his first trophy. Like, he got memed so much for never winning a trophy. And now he broke the curse. Like, it was funny enough that in his debut season for Bayern Munich, he didn't break the curse, but now he did it, and that earns him a spot on this list. So yeah, 10th place for Harry Kane. Next player on this list is a player who was apparently not good enough for Manchester United. Like, he had to leave the club. He went to Napoli, and from just starting 14 games at Man U last season, he started like in every game, 34 starts. So yeah, I'm talking about Scott McTominay, who went from 7 to 12 goals, and he won the Scudetto, and he got voted the MVP of the season. And I think this kind of career turning around thing, sorry, not that good with English words, German here. Yeah, that earns him a spot on this list. First Scottish player who was named Man of the Month in Serie A as well. So yeah, cool stuff. Okay, at 8th place we have someone who, just like Harry Kane, is kind of known for always being good, but even for his very high standards, he had a phenomenal season. 47 goal involvements. In January, at age 32, he was at 50.7 minutes per goal. Let that sink in. 52.7 minutes for one goal. I'm talking about the Egyptian legend Mohamed Salah. And yeah, the fact that he had that kind of a season at his age, and he always has good seasons, people started to ask questions like, is he better than Thierry Henry or Alan Shearer? And his name up there with these Premier League legends makes him a winner of the season. The only reason he isn't a bit higher is because Liverpool, they kind of got knocked out early of the Champions League, and Salah failed to perform, especially in their game against PSG. So yeah, he's only at 8th place, and at 7th place we have a player from PSG, like a player who knocked him out. So let's have a look at that. The next player, he didn't start at PSG, he started at Napoli. I'm talking about Kvaratskhelia, one of the hardest names to pronounce right now in football. And yeah, for a club record transfer fee of 70 million, in the winter transfer season, he went to PSG. He was good for Napoli as well, player of the month before. But then at PSG, like, we all knew he was a good player, but immediately clicking in your new club, and then some experts were saying like he was the reason PSG was that good this season. Yeah, that's something else. So also, he's one of the very, very few people who won the quadruple. Like, yeah, the Scudetto win for Napoli, it's still to his name as well. And then he got the triple with PSG, and now his name is in the Ballon d'Or contention. So yeah, I think he's up there on the biggest winners, at 7th place at that. Okay, at number 6, we have a funny case, because this player went from a youngster with potential to actually one of the best players in the world and Ballon d'Or candidate. And he's still just 17 years old. So yeah, apparently this 1 year was enough for him. I'm talking about Lamine Yamal. And in the past, people have called a lot of youngsters, a lot of rising superstars, like the next Ronaldo and the next Messi. But I feel like in recent years, people have gotten more cautious, because they realize, okay, Ronaldo, Messi, their consistency, their skill, their level, it's a cut above the rest. And so they kind of stopped doing that. But for Yamal, people have started to do this again. And I think it's fair enough, because if you look at him, if you look at the way he plays, he is really him. And his market value reflects that. Even before the season, it was at 120 million, so one of the most valuable players in the world. But now, depending on the source, 200 to 400 million. So crazy. And yeah, so Yamal, even though he was good before, still a big winner of the season. The 5th place is shared between Nottingham, Nuno Espirito Santo, the manager, and Chris Wood, their star striker. And Nottingham, last season, they were at relegation fight. They finished 17th. This season, top 7th finish. And they were, like most of the season, they were, I think, at 3rd place. So yeah, international play, first time in forever. And yeah, I kind of share this spot because for Nottingham, it's a really special season. For the manager as well, because before he was sacked at Tottenham after just 10 games, and then he went to Nottingham Forest, saved them from relegation, and this season he secured them international play. He was also named 3 times the Premier League Manager of the Month, also something no manager from Nottingham Forest has ever done before. And then like the 3rd man in this trio is Chris Wood, who at age 33, he went from, like 2 seasons ago, he was at 7 goals and 7 appearances. Just 7 is appearances, that's the word. Sorry, not in English, like I said. Then he went to 14 goals last season and now 20 goals this season, which is a record, a Premier League record for this age. He's also now the top scorer for the Nottingham Forest, and he scored their first hat-trick since 1987. So yeah, the trio of these 3, 5th place. And let's have a look at the 4th place. Okay, 4th place is really special because we have a man who banned reality. He took the memes, the things, the praise people gave him, like sarcastically, mocking him. He took that and turned that reality. He's getting the same praises as before, but now people are meaning it. You know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the GOAT, Anthony, who had at Manchester United had a horrendous time, like 23-24. He had 1 goal, 1 assist all season in the Premier League. Like his total was 3 goals, 2 assists. And then this season, like the first half, he was still with Manchester United. 0 goals, 0 assists in the Premier League, just a single goal in the EFL Cup. And then he went on loan to Betis. And at Betis, in just 4 games, he produced 3 goals, 1 assist, which is the same as his output at Manchester United in the Premier League. So yeah, that's kind of funny. He doubles his goals and assists per 90 minutes. And also if you look at his goals, it's not just that he scores tap-ins, no, he scores really beautiful goals. Loved by the fans, and he made him memes become reality, turned everything around, so he's at 4th spot. The only reason the top 3 is above him is because I think they are kind of a little bit a cut above him in overall skill. Like Anthony, yes, he turned his career around, but he's not at the top of the world right now, if we're being honest. Like, yes, he's our GOAT, but you know what I mean. But before we get into the top 3, I have 4 honorable mentions for you, so let's look into that. Okay, the first guy on the honorable mention list could have easily made this list, and if you want to put him on your top 10, I ain't mad. Because he went from 9 goals with Genoa last season to 25 goals with Atalanta this season. I'm talking about Retigui. Only thing keeping him off this list in my book is because he didn't win no trophies with Atalanta. So, but yeah, his stats alone kind of make him an honorable mention at least. Next up on the list we have Mamouche, who last season had 12 goals, 6 assists with Frankfurt. And now in the first half of the season he was at 15 goals, 9 assists. And the funny thing, as a German, whenever I looked up the top scorers of the Bundesliga, even weeks, month after he was gone, he was still up there, second place only after Harry Kane. So it took a really long time for the competition to close in on him. And yeah, he went for a really high fee to Manchester City, and yeah, he wasn't that good as in Frankfurt, obviously, because the competition was higher, but he still scored a hat-trick in one of his first games, and he scored the goal of the season, an absolute banger of a goal. Okay, next up on the honorable mentions league, we have Mbappé, and yeah, for Mbappé, we all knew that he was probably the best player in the world before, but everyone was like, okay, he only does it with PSG, the whole system plays to support him, he plays in the Farmers League, and he couldn't do it at any other club. But Mbappé, he went to Real Madrid, and after initial struggles, turned everything around, best debut season in 33 years, European Golden Boot, so he proved all these haters wrong. I can't put him on this list because you can't put a guy who left PSG in a season where they won the Champions League and went to Real Madrid in a season where they didn't win shit. So yeah, that's kind of the reason he's only a honorable mention, but his individual feats were really good with Real Madrid. And last but not least, I want to shine some spotlight on a player who often flies under the radar. It's Michael Olise, who is the top assist giver of the Bundesliga. And yeah, with 1.25 goals and assists per 90 minutes, he's third only behind legends like Kane and Salah. And in general, he's dominating the big 5 leagues in playmaking stats. So yeah, that's why he's an honorable mention for me. Before the season even started, people were linking Nico Williams with Barcelona because they were like, they need a really good left winger. They don't have one. But Nico Williams, he decided to stay for another season, so they were like, Barcelona, they're missing a good left winger. Little did they know the season Raphinha would have. Because last season under Xavi, he had just 10 goals, 13 assists, was not a set starter. Now this season under Flick, he's one of the 4 captains for Barcelona for a good reason, because he scored 34 goals and provided 25 assists. He also became Barcelona's record Champions League scorer in a single season, serving Champions League goals, and he is for a good reason. He's among the Ballon d'Or favorites. He also has the most big chances created in big 5 leagues, a shared accomplishment with Michael Olise. So yeah, the guy had an amazing season, 3rd place, well deserved. At 2nd place, we have a treble winner. I'm talking about Ousmane Dembélé. He was kind of transformed under Luis Enrique in 3 ways. Like, he went from being a winger to a false 9. Then after being benched against Arsenal as a disciplinary measure, Dembélé called this his tipping point, and he kind of turned his attitude around. His work rate and his discipline, his focus in these games after that was really phenomenal. And the 3rd way he has been transformed is he went, you can see these transformations in his stats. He went from 6 goals, 14 assists to 33 goals and 15 assists. And yeah, you could also contribute the success to Luis Enrique. Like, he's another honorable mention that I wanted to mention here because I'm talking about him anyway. Because he won with PSG. And don't get me wrong, PSG is still full of money, full of superstars. But he won without any Messi, Neymar, Mbappé. So yeah, that's good on him. Also, PSG is a winner of the season because they finally won their Champions League. But I'm sticking with Ousmane Dembélé, who had an amazing season. Like I said, his public perception, it really turned around. 12 goals and assists in a Champions League campaign, and for good reason, he is the favorite to win the Ballon d'Or. 2nd place on this list. So who is the one entity above him? Jürgen Klopp left Liverpool last season as an absolute legend, so he left some pretty big shoes to fill. And who was tasked with doing so? A manager who had never ever even coached a top 5 league club. I'm talking about Arne Slot. And Arne Slot, that guy, he not only fulfilled the expectations set for him, no. He shattered them by winning the Premier League in his 1st season with Liverpool. Absolute legend. I think there's few things to add here. Like, he switched a little bit from Klopp's style of high pressing to a little bit more possession control, which led to less injuries. He also improved players like Van Dijk, Konate, Gakpo or Gravenberg, who all credited him. And yeah, like I said, won the Premier League in his 1st season. he's no Klopp in his attitude sense, like he's a little bit more calm and quiet, but he's received as a cool guy and he's loved by the fans. So yeah, at a really young age, went to the Premier League, went to Liverpool, won it all. So he, for me, is my winner of the 24-25 football season. Do you agree with my picks? If not, let me know in the comments. Who did I miss? Who do you think I overrated or underrated? Write a comment and let me know. Also, I'm planning to do this same top 10 list for the biggest losers. So if you're interested in seeing this, you should consider subscribing, because I'm still such a small channel, you probably won't see my video otherwise. So yeah, subscribe if you want. Leave a like if you want, always helps out as well. And then I hope I'll see you in the next video. Bye.